This does not make any sense. Do you see it right here? This is all you need to know. Do you see it? I don't know if you see it. It doesn't make any sense at all to me what is happening with chokes in Apex Legends. I wanted to investigate what is going on, so I figured if I'm going to be an investigator, I better go grab Horizon and jump myself right into firing range. As soon as I got into firing range, I headed straight down and got a triple take and ran right over and got myself a Peacekeeper. Now, these are both choked weapons. However, the chokes do not act the same. The choke used to be a hop-up back in Apex Legends. You had to add it, just kind of like you do the slide choke or the slide reload now with the triple take and Peacekeeper. And it acted the same. Both weapons were unchoked until you got the choke, and then you could toggle it on and off once you got the choke. Now, both hop-ups come stock on the weapons, but they don't act the same, and the PK does not act the same as it used to, or like the triple take does. So watch this. I come over to this rock. I got myself a line right on the edge of the rock, and I'm shooting the rock wall right there. So here's the PK hip fire. Here's the PK with no choke, just quick flick. Quick, oh, choke hasn't had a chance to kick in. And then I'm gonna flick the choke off, and I'm gonna shoot. Now you would expect that if I turn the choke off, I would get a medium choke effect on the Peacekeeper, right? Or at least a smaller overall spread, because I'm not getting any benefit of the super choke. Like, if the choke is a feature and you turn it off, you would want a little bit less overall spread when you ADS, right? That would make sense because the choke might hurt you before it kicks in, but once it kicks in, it should give you a lot of extra help. That's how the triple take works, and we'll demonstrate that. But if you come in here, look at this. The spread is exactly the same. Hip fire with choke and without choke. It doesn't make any sense. So now with the triple take, if you hip fire it, quick ADS it, then turn the choke off and ADS it, you'll notice a distinct difference. You get hip fire, a wide spread. With the choke and you just ADSing, you get a pretty wide spread. But if you turn the choke off and you shoot it, you get a medium spread. So the choke, if you let it choke all the way down, gives you a huge benefit as opposed to having the choke off. But if you turn the choke off, you get a better spread when you just quick ADS, right? So the choke is doing a function for you at all times. It's a help and a hindrance. But that's not how it works in the PK. It doesn't make any sense at all. And the PK spread is actually huge from range. Like, unless you get that choke all the way in, it's so hard to hit anybody. Look at this full choke PK. There's a second choke right there. It's a little bit smaller, but that's still a huge hit. That's over the size of most Legends right there. If you all the way choke a PK, you get a pretty small hit marker. You can hit most Legends for high damage with that if you have time to fully charge it and you're at, is that even medium range? I mean, it's pretty close to close range. Now, where this gets super interesting is the Mozambique has a choke you can't toggle. So if you hip fire the Mozambique and then you just ADS it, you get a choke you will not believe. The hip fire is the same as the hip fire in unchoked PK. But the ADS, you see that? The ADS version with no time delay on the Mozambique is just as choked as a full PK choke. It's insane. And there's only 3 shots. So your chances of hitting 2 of those are huge. You're going to hit for 2/3 of your total damage at a much higher frequency than you would with a PK who can hit marker for 1 or 2 pellets instead of all, it is like 9, okay? So that's absolutely insane. So what do you think about this? What is the point of chokes in the video game right now? Honestly, I actually think shotguns and the triple take are in a really, really good place. I think the healthiest shotguns have been in the game ever. This gets more interesting when you think about hammer points.
Take your meds!